Four ministers have raised allegations against me in Parliament House. It is my right to be allowed to speak on the floor of the House. This story started the day I gave my speech in Parliament about Mr. Adani.
राहुल गांधी की आदत हो गई है, विदेश जाएंगे तो भारत के लोकतंत्र, भारत की जनता, 140 करोड़ की भावनाओं, संवेदनशीलता का अपमान करेंगे। आज उन्होंने प्रेस में ऐसी कोई बात नहीं की कि उन्हें खेद है जो उनके द्वारा कहा गया।
मैं नहीं मान रही, गवर्नमेंट खुद ब खुद होकर हाउस को बंद करना चाहती है। हाउस अभी प्रारंभ भी नहीं होता, सरकार के मंत्री, सरकार के एमपी, बीजेपी के एमपी उठ के खड़े होकर हंगामा शुरू कर रहे हैं। इसका मतलब यही है कि खुद ही पार्लियामेंट डेमोक्रेटिक प्रोसेस को खत्म करने की कोशिश वो कर रही है। इसीलिए हम देखें,
कांग्रेस पार्टी को राहुल गांधी ने डुबा दिया, बर्बाद कर दिया, तो हमारे लिए ये कोई रुचि का विषय नहीं है। लेकिन अगर वो देश को डुबाने का काम करेगा, देश को नुकसान कराने का काम करेगा, तो इस देश का नागरिक होने के नाते हम चुपचाप नहीं बैठ सकते हैं।
BJP under Modi and Shah are turning Parliament into a deep dark chamber. They want to make Parliament irrelevant. So the BJP do not want Parliament to run because the government has to be accountable to Parliament. Parliament is accountable to the people.
You're watching News Epicenter with me, Maria Shakil. It has been 4 days and zero movement on the budget session's legislative agenda. Fireworks continue in Parliament, with the BJP demanding an apology from Rahul Gandhi, accusing him of insulting Indian democracy via his speeches in London. Rahul Gandhi today entered Parliament and claimed he was not allowed to speak as both the houses were adjourned due to ruckus caused by the BJP. He held a press conference later and accused the BJP of being spooked by his words when he raised the Adani matter, claiming widespread corruption involving the central government. For the past 3 days, the Congress party has been demanding a JPC probe into the charges, even marching to the ED seeking an investigation. But Rahul Gandhi did not dwell upon the speeches he made in London. In fact, he said that he will respond to the charges levelled by top union ministers only when he is allowed to speak on the floor of the House. He also called the BJP's demand an attempt to divert attention from the tough questions he has posed to the central government. Opposition parties continued to rally behind the Congress, with the TMC too seeking an investigation in the Adani matter. The BJP was quick to hit back at Rahul Gandhi, saying it will continue the nationwide campaign, demanding an apology from the Congress MP. The BJP has made the point that being rejected by the voters of India is not the same as democracy being under threat. But ahead of the crucial election season, which is underway, the battle lines have been drawn in Parliament between the BJP and the Congress, where we see a clash between the planks of corruption and nationalism, as well as brand Modi versus Rahul Gandhi. Has this set the tone for the upcoming polls on the road to 2024? Who holds the edge in the battle of narratives? And more importantly, what impact does this have on the index of opposition unity? First, let's listen in the war of words between the two sides.
Four ministers have raised allegations against me in Parliament House. It is my right to be allowed to speak on the floor of the House. This story started the day I gave my speech in Parliament about Mr. Adani. And I asked some fundamental questions to the Prime Minister about his relationship with the businessman. And the whole idea is that these questions must not be on the table. And that is why this whole exercise of 4 or 5 ministers, the Prime Minister giving a speech, to distract from this fundamental question, which is what is the relationship between the Prime Minister of India and Mr. Adani and his companies. I'm a member of Parliament and I'm hopeful that I will be allowed to speak in Parliament. So I would like to first place place my statement on the floor of the House.
राहुल गांधी की आदत हो गई है विदेश जाएंगे तो भारत के लोकतंत्र, भारत की जनता, 140 करोड़ की भावनाओं, संवेदनशीलता का अपमान करेंगे। आज उन्होंने प्रेस में ऐसी कोई बात नहीं की कि उन्हें खेद है जो उनके द्वारा कहा गया। बीजेपी का स्पष्ट आरोप है, राहुल गांधी को माफी मांगना चाहिए। राहुल गांधी जी, आप कैसे एमपी हुए वायनाड से? भारत के लोकतंत्र ने जिताया आपको।
Joining me on the show, Shehzad Poonawalla, BJP National Spokesperson, here in the studio. We also have Ashpreet Kadial, Congress Spokesperson, Nirja Chaudhary, Senior Journalist, Professor Sanjay Kumar of CSDS is joining us as well. I'm going to begin with you, Nirja. You know, would you say that the Parliament now has become a political staging ground on the road to 2024?
Look, as far as this kind of standoff in Parliament, this is not a new thing.
Yeah.
We've seen it for decades. You know, whole sessions have been washed out. This happened when the demand for the JPC in the 2G case was, you know, one whole winter session was washed off. So this is not new. Yes, street politics has entered what should be parliamentary debate. This is also not new. How do you find a way out? Now, Rahul Gandhi has said that since an attack has come from 4 union ministers, the attack has been in Parliament, that he should get the right to have his say, and I think that's a legitimate thing. It's also, BJP says, you know, there has to be a procedure. You cannot just walk in and say, I will now speak, fair enough. But this can be settled in 5 minutes. You know, what is the rule under which he can be allowed to have his say? But since there are serious allegations about what he said in the UK, I think he should get his say, and better he does it in Parliament. That is a forum where he should have, in the first place, made his charges, which he made in England. Also, I think very serious issues have been raised about the Adani affair. I know the Supreme Court is monitoring that inquiry. SEBI is seized of that matter. Yet, I think there's nothing. For Parliament to be in session and want to debate that issue, there's nothing wrong for the opposition to raise the demand and for a discussion to take place. Also, I would say, Maria, it would be very good to have a discussion on the state of democracy in Indian democracy.
Yes, that is long due, perhaps, in Indian Parliament, given that MPs who are missing in action raise questions of the very functioning of the Parliament. I'm going to take that question to Ashpreet Kadial in just a bit, but also a question to Sanjay Kumar first. Is the Congress party miscalculating the resonance of Adani matter among the voters?
Certainly, yes. This is my opinion, Maria. See, Adani issue, if you talk to the common people, I don't think this is an issue for them. Why? First, people don't understand, common citizen, common voters of this country doesn't understand these nitty-gritty. And even if some people understand, they tend to believe, they tend to take it as granted. They think this keeps happening. You know, political parties do need, donations, and these are the political parties which donate money to, the big business houses donate money to political parties. So there's nothing new about that. So I don't think that the common people have taken a very serious note of the charges which is being leveled by Rahul Gandhi and other congressmen about relationship of Prime Minister Modi with Adani. So it has very little resonance as far as the common citizen, common voters of this country is concerned.
I also want to understand from you, Professor Sanjay Kumar, before I bring in the politicians, that before 2019, the Congress tried to make Rafale a talking point. Was that an issue? And we saw the results. I'm going to say we have seen the results. That speaks for itself. But as someone who does surveys, was Rafale a talking point among the voters?
It was an issue which found resonance among the voters, which is to say a very large number of people had heard about that issue. But did they put a blame on, or a very large section of people put blame on the BJP government or Prime Minister Modi about something fishy about that deal? I don't think that was happening. When we did the survey, we did ask this question. So people had heard about that, and that the credit goes to Congress party because they had campaigned very hard on that. But people didn't believe the kind of charges which were leveled by Rahul Gandhi and the congressmen on Prime Minister Modi. and the BJP government, which was there in 2019.
Okay. Coming to today now, Ashpreet, did Congress MP Rahul Gandhi give a notice in Parliament to speak in the House?
Well, Mr. Gandhi definitely met with the Speaker and had requested that he be given some time to speak. However, that clearly did not happen. Nevertheless, what did happen was that the Lok Sabha, within 2 minutes of being convened, was adjourned, and the Rajya Sabha, within 4 minutes of being convened, was adjourned. Now, the Bharatiya Janata Party is really scared that there would be some very serious questions posed at us, for example, an Adani issue, that we'd be asked questions as to why have you not ordered probe, a JPC probe. We'd be asked questions as to why are there so many defense contracts that are allegedly given to him. Third, the Bharatiya Janata Party has been, 4 ministers were accusing us, and they have been demanding an apology for a long time. I think it's about time that the Bharatiya Janata Party started introspecting a little bit. And my question is to Shehzad. Does he agree with the statement of Mr. Modi, which was given on the Chinese soil in 2015, when Mr. Modi said earlier people used to feel ashamed for being born in India? Did the Bharatiya Janata Party spokesperson feel ashamed for being born in India? And is that not demeaning India? Is that not demeaning to our citizens, to our cultures, to our traditions?
You have raised a question. Let Shehzad respond now. Shehzad, go ahead.
Statement.
Yes, Shehzad.
May I start?
Yes.
First of all, Maria, you are very well aware of the position of the Bharatiya Janata Party. We are not talking about some statement made by one person which can be interpreted out of context in another way by somebody else. The specific statement made by Rahul was that he was seeking intervention of US and Europe into India, and he was saying, I'm shocked and at the oblivion that they are doing nothing. And apart from that, let me make you hear another statement, because he's a serial offender at this. This is a statement with Nicholas Burns.
Please. I don't hear anything from the US establishment about what is happening in India. If you're saying partnership of democracies, I mean, what's your view on what's going on here? I mean, so I fundamentally believe
it's very important
that America is a profound idea. The idea of freedom.
Now look, there are two Maria, I think I should have my say. I heard out somebody patiently. Maria, if you're going to allow this, I will not participate.
Okay.
May I make my statement?
Ashpreet, you have made your point.
Yeah, Maria,
okay,
now
let Shehzad
me
speak. You have said what you had to say.
The problem is that Rahul Gandhi needs coaching from Jairam, and even the spokespersons need intellectual coaching from people. Let me please, Maria, this is not the kind of discussion I will participate in.
Shehzad, please speak now. Ashpreet.
The fundamental difference between a statement which he interprets as apmanjanak to India and what I am saying is about involvement of a foreign power into our affairs, which is a compromise of our national sovereignty. So the first point Rahul Gandhi must tell us is that when he is undermining Parliament and our national sovereignty, does he apologize for that statement categorically without conditions? You can't have preconditions that I will come to Parliament, I will express. You first say that you believe in Parliament sovereignty, and the statement made by you is absolutely incorrect. And I've showed you one statement. There are several others made by the Congress. George Soros' statement was lapped up by Praveen Chakravarti. Manishankar Ayer went to Pakistan and demanded Pakistani intervention in our elections. So there's a series of them wanting foreign intervention. This is the issue. Now, as far as Modi ji's statement is concerned, Mr. Khadiyal, you should go and ask your party. They still don't consider India to be a nation. They say, we don't believe this is a nation. We don't believe we are born here. They say ki kafila banta gaya, karavan chalta gaya. This is your idea of India. Our idea of India is that we have always considered this as our Punya Bhumi and Matra Bhumi. The day you start saying it's your Matra Bhumi, you'll also stop feeling ashamed of being born in India. So it is fundamentally, the statement is correct. But you are comparing apples and oranges. Demanding foreign intervention is the issue. And I'll tell you, Maria, why they're doing it. It's because the art of corruption was exposed by the FATF report. This family wanted to sell off Padma awards and take money. This family sold off public paintings which belong to the government of India and raised money for their corruption. Because they don't want that to be exposed, they are trying to orchestrate this entire issue. And this is the reason why Rahul Gandhi puts ego above institution, does not apologize.
So you are saying that Rahul Gandhi has not apologized and hence the parliament will not function. My
for
question,
intervention of a foreign power into
okay,
a
that is a
affairs.
specific question that is coming from the BJP. One moment, Ashpreet.
Yeah.
Ashpreet, Rahul Gandhi today in his press conference said that the democracy is on test. don't you think that the Indian democracy has actually stood the test of time? Just look at the sheer resilience that we have seen. That today all the institutions are functioning institutions, and it's a thriving democracy where there are several opposition ruled states, just like, it should be in a democratic setup. And all those nations who attained freedom post 1947 are not democratic. So why demean your own country?
Now, the time you allow to Shehzad, just allow me 60% of that. That would be more than sufficient, uninterrupted. First and foremost, the criticism of the government is not criticism of India. Let's make that very clear. Number two, Shehzad does not want to agree to that statement, did not answer if he was ashamed or not for being born in India because the Bharatiya Janata Party's leader said it. No problem. You come to the second statement. BJP said nothing has been done in India in the last 60 to 70 years or on foreign soil. Now, would the Bharatiya Janata Party apologize for that? Was that not demeaning? Does the world not look forward to us? Does not look up to India? And you go ahead and give these kind of statements, and that too on foreign soil. Would the Bharatiya Janata Party not apologize for it? Number one. Number two, he said as to how is the democracy being done away with. Look at the pattern. There is not even a single leader of the Bharatiya Janata Party that has a single ED case pending. But when the opposition parties talk against the Bharatiya Janata Party, question them, have dissent with them, there are IT, ED, CBI, SEBI cases. Mamata Banerjee's nephew Abhishek Banerjee, M.K. Stalin's daughter, Ms. Kavita, Charanjit Channi, Arvind Kejriwal, many more. However, the Bharatiya Janata Party would should tell us, as to what kind of washing machine or detergent powder the Bharatiya Janata Party uses, that when other leaders from all the other parties come to their party, all their states go away.
My question is, recently, you are essentially saying that your own political failure is a threat to democracy.
How is it? One second.
No, you are ignoring the results in Himachal.
95% of cases of ED and CBI are registered against the opposition parties. ED and CBI cases, 95% of them are registered against the opposition parties. The raids under UPA were 112.
I'll address these questions. I'll address them very quickly because the other two panelists are waiting.
Yes.
If you would not allow me to complete, Maria, then
you have made your point. Arshpreet, you have made your point. You cannot keep saying, allow me to complete. You have made your point. You have made your point. You spoke for 3 minutes. Please go ahead.
1 second.
Shehzad.
I'm so sorry.
Please monitor your minutes also, since you constantly keep saying that.
Bharatiya Janata Party under the regime, well, then it's perfectly fine.
Yes.
Suddenly the anchor is also biased and vindictive suddenly. Now anyways, let me come to the major point. Maria, I am very clear. Forget the idea of criticism of government on foreign soil or Indian soil. Let's leave that aside. I have a very specific statement I made you hear from Nicholas Burns that he has sought foreign intervention. It's at a different category. Maria, आपका और मेरा झगड़ा हो, but we ask a third person to intervene. That is the issue. आपके बाप के साथ आपका झगड़ा होता है, अशप्रीत जी, आप पड़ोसी को नहीं कंप्लेन करते ना? यही मैं कह रहा हूं. ये अंतर है.
लेकिन शहजाद,
दूसरी बात,
the onus of running the parliament is on the treasury benches. My question is, if there is nothing to hide, why not order a JPC on the Adani matter?
Just give me 20 seconds, I'll come to this question, I promise you, but let me address one important point. अशप्रीत ने बोलते बोलते धारा प्रवाह में he said के कविता का केस. अरे भाई, आपके दिल्ली कांग्रेस के लीडर्स ने शराब घोटाले के केस को स्वागत किया है और बोला है बिल्कुल सही हुआ जो अरविंद केजरीवाल, सिसोदिया और सत्येंद्र जैन पर हुआ है. He has just now said that 95% of the cases, please pick up UPA tenure 2004 to 14. The cases were against the same entities, whether it is NCP, DMK, SP, BSP, and today also it's the same because you are in power or out of power doing corruption. And in fact, I can tell you that Himanta Biswa Sarma to Mukul Roy, none of the cases against them were stopped. You can check it. I have the news reports to confirm that. But now I am coming to your question.
About the legislative agenda of the budget session.
अभी उस पे आ रहे हैं. मारिया, 3 चीजें बड़ी स्पष्ट है. सुप्रीम कोर्ट का पैनल इंक्वायरी पता है कब ऑर्डर हुआ? When Jaya Thakur, a Congress leader, went in a petition to Supreme Court. Do they not trust Supreme Court? Do they not trust the panel's capacity technically and judicially to make a proper decision on the Adani case? And thirdly, let's assume that they have all the facts about Adani, that Adani is the most corrupt. Rajasthan में कौन सा उसका contract cancel किया है? कौन सा contract छत्तीसगढ़ में cancel किया है? And final point, can JPC on a matter where there is already a Supreme Court probe ordered, Can JPC come in that when Parliament's traditions are that we never discuss anything which is under judicial process?
No, Shehzad, the question is that even on 2G matter, there was a JPC while the case was going on. The case was going on in the Supreme Court.
Maria, I have said very clearly, in this case, Supreme Court has already said a panel will look into it, probe into it. When there is an ongoing probe in that case, or in any other previous JPC cases, there was never an ongoing probe by the Supreme Court. And last point.
No. The question is, if the parliamentarians are demanding it, how can the Treasury benches indulge in what is being seen as creating ruckus in Parliament?
One second.
No, Ashpreet. No, wait, Shehzad, no, you have made your point.
Okay,
Ashpreet.
There was a lot of disturbance and background noise while you were asking this question. Could you please repeat it, Maria?
Yes, please, go ahead. He is saying that if it was essentially a Congress leader who went to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court is monitoring it and a commission has been set up, then why go for a JPC?
I think he should get his facts straight in the first place and should figure out what is basically the thing that this committee would be looking into. It is not exhaustive. It does not cover all the aspects. And I think the Bharatiya Janata Party, like always, is trying to mislead on this issue as well. Number two, the total number of raids that were done during our regime.
Who went to Supreme Court? Please tell me that. Ashpreet, you said I misled. Who went to Supreme Court? Please tell me the name of the petitioner.
Do you want me to interrupt you?
Okay, let me.
I don't take childish threats and immature barbs from you and your leaders seriously. Who went to Supreme Court and do you support direct intervention of a foreign power? Answer the question. I understand Congress people find it tough to process, but please answer the question.
In India, nothing has been done. Would you not apologize for the statement?
Intervention of a foreign power. Do you understand the difference between a statement or criticism of a government and intervention of a foreign power? Or do you need Jairam to coach you?
Nothing has been done in the last 60 to 70 years. Shehzad, why is it that when leaders go into your party, all their IT and CBI cases, they get silent? Do you have anything to say about the media channels?
Let me repeat this slowly, Ashpreet, so that you can follow like Rahul Gandhi can follow when we say things slowly. I'm saying it slowly.
This is what happened.
Intervention of Videshi power into internal affairs. Support or don't support?
Well, this is what happened.
Intervention of foreign power, Videshi takat in our country.
Shehzad, let him finish his point and I'm going to come back to you.
He's not being able to process.
Okay, Ashpreet, yes.
So, see, he interrupted for 30 seconds, Mariam. And you interrupt him after he is done spoiling the entire speech. Please hold him back. Because the Bharatiya Janata Party clearly does not understand the decorum and they would want to have an uninterrupted time and would interrupt us.
Make your point.
Number one, the Bharatiya Janata Party, do you have any answers, Shehzad, as to why media channels also that are not on the same page with the Bharatiya Janata Party, why do they have IT, ED, CBS, SEBI cases pending against them? Whether it be BBC or NDTV or the Quint or Alt News or Dainik Bhaskar, do you have any answers about all
this? Yes, I do have the
media channels. No, I'm not going to get into the media channel debate.
Please, you have to allow me one line.
All the cases.
Maria, for the sake of media channels, let me have one line.
Issue here at all. I'm going to come back to the focus on Parliament and democracy under threat. And for that, I'll be bringing in Neerja Chaudhary and Professor Sanjay Kumar. Professor Sanjay Kumar, here is opposition, which is largely united except for a couple of parties who have always taken a contrarian view to the Congress in saying that the democracy is indeed under threat. But the point being made by Rahul Gandhi here, this is similar to what happened before 2019. Again, I'm trying to say that is there a visible disconnect between the issues that is being raised by the Congress and other opposition parties and what is on the mind of the voters?
You're asking me, Maria?
Yes, Sanjay Kumar, yes.
Yeah. No. I think there is an answer in your question. There is a huge disconnect between the issues which are being raised by Congress and the opposition parties compared to what voters see as the issue. Voters generally look at the vote percentages of BJP in the assembly elections, various assembly elections which took place during last 1.5 years. They have been winning elections after election. This is an endorsement of whatever work BJP has been able to do. So there is a disconnect. The real issues on the ground are about unemployment, price rise. Even if Congress and other opposition parties have tried to raise those issues, they have not been successful because voters are looking at much larger issues. And what are those larger issues? Larger issue is about India having a very credible and a strong leader, a leader who has built India's image across the world. It's about national pride. I won't specifically say Hindutva as such, not in terms of aggressive Hindutva, but at least the nationalism, the whole idea about nationalism of country having a very strong leader. I think these are the larger issues on which people finally make up their mind which party to vote for. They may have concerns about unemployment, price rise, but even these issues, which are the real issues, are not shaping voters' decision. Leave aside whether Loktantra is on khatre mein hai ya nahi. I don't think this is shaping people's voting decision. And I would again end by saying there is a huge disconnect between the issues which Congress and the opposition parties want to raise as an electoral issue. I don't think this is going to have any resonance with the common voters in this country.
Nirja, do you see small gains in the Congress rallying the opposition, or will this unity evaporate in the election arena?
I think that remains to be seen, because getting the opposition together to put up one-on-one fights in Lok Sabha constituencies, one opposition candidate against one BJP candidate, that's going to be the secret of success. And I agree with Sanjay ji that, the BJP is much more 24/7, much more hardworking, clear about its ideology and its messaging. It has a huge machinery and a credible leader in Narendra Modi, who's accepted largely by India. But I would still say that, the Congress has to win elections to be taken seriously. And yet the point I want to make is this, Maria, that there are certain things that go beyond winning elections, and our fundamental freedoms and fundamental rights guaranteed by the Constitution of India to Indian citizens is among that. I want to also ask Shehzad something that was not clear to me, and I want to ask this question of him. Was he trying to say that unless Rahul Gandhi apologizes, he will not be given a chance to speak in Parliament? Was that the upshot of what you were saying?
Yeah, and is that what the BJP largely means? That till the time he apologizes, and where should he apologize? Outside Parliament then?
May I
yes,
answer
please.
that?
Go ahead.
Nirja ji, with all due respect, look, Mr. Rahul Gandhi has undermined...
When would the Bharatiya Janata Party
Why does
apologize?
this man have to interrupt? I can handle a question by... this man is so entirely
people used to feel
distasteful in debating and immature to the core.
Nirja has asked that question to Shehzad.
How do you have
I'm
a
coming
discussion
to
with
you.
somebody like
Yes,
this?
okay, go ahead, Shehzad.
When would the Bharatiya Janata Party apologize?
Let him please finish off with his immature ranting.
Yes, go ahead.
Nirja ji, with all
Shehzad.
due respect, let me try and articulate the position of my party. Rahul Gandhi ji, forget what he says about institutions, etc., democracy. We all have a right under this democracy to criticize even the institutions to an extent and to criticize the government in power for certain. But Mr. Rahul Gandhi demanded foreign intervention into our affairs, which is an assault on our national sovereignty. And he's a member of parliament. And he did it at a time when he was said... One second, Nirja ji. Nirja ji, just 5 seconds. Nirja ji, promise you 5 seconds, I'll complete. He's done it on a foreign soil, ironically in a country which ruled us once upon a time and now being led by an Indian origin person. Therefore, the bare minimum is that when you do that outside parliament, you undermine parliament, you can't have conditionalities attached. You have to make an unconditional apology before you can exercise the instrument or the platform of parliament to keep your voice. There's absolutely no problem. This is the will. Parliament is the reflection of the will and sovereignty of this country.
And
case, therefore, he must make an unconditional apology.
Shehzad.
He must make an unconditional apology.
I'll give the final word to Ashpreet. The question here is that Rahul Gandhi, if he follows the process, in the sense that every member has to seek time and then speak, then he can apologize on the floor of the House. Let him do whatever he wishes to speak.
Let me re-articulate that. Rahul Gandhi has committed... May I please articulate? I think a lot of people want to hear.
Because it is...
Why are they showing double standards?
Go ahead, 5 seconds, quickly, Shehzad.
Rahul Gandhi has committed...
Bharatiya Janata Party should give up their double standards.
How do you take such...
Ashpreet, 1 moment. 5 seconds, quickly.
Rahul Gandhi, has a serial offender, has made an egregious, outrageous infraction against Parliament, outside Parliament, and therefore to reinstate his faith in Parliament, he must apologise unconditionally to Parliament and to the people of India, and then exercise the parliamentary forum to keep his speech.
Quickly, Ashpreet, 30 seconds. We have to end this discussion.
The Bharatiya Janata Party should apologise for the statements that they have made back in the day.
Will Rahul Gandhi apologise?
They should give up their double standards.
Okay.
They should
There's no question of apology.
do what they are preaching. and the Bharatiya Janata Party is openly and blatantly saying that if you do not apologize, we will not allow you to speak in the
Do
parliament.
you think
Otherwise
foreign
also
intervention in countries kosher?
Our mics get muted.
Do you
our
think
statements get
that
expunged.
everyone has seen
I
how
only have
muted your
one thing to
mics
say,
were?
Mariam,
Nonetheless,
that
do you think foreign
when we give a
intervention in your
statement,
country is
our
kosher?
statements
Yes or
get
no?
expunged. We do not get equal opportunities to speak. Our mics get muted, and the statement that was expunged of Mr. Gandhi, that statement was from
People
the
of India have
public documents
expunged you
which
from
are
the
already out in
northeast,
the
from
public
Gujarat,
domain.
from Uttar
These
Pradesh, from
All right,
documents
thank you
Tamil
so
Nadu.
much,
You have been
Ashpreet
expunged by
Kadia,
the
Neerja
people,
Chaudhary and
Ashpreet.
Professor Sanjay Kumar. Shehzad will be continuing for the second debate. There's a piece of breaking news coming in now. And the Delhi police has now issued notice to Rahul Gandhi in a statement in Srinagar during the Bharat Jodo Yatra, in which Rahul Gandhi had said, "I've heard that women are still being sexually assaulted. Police have asked him to give details of these victims so that security can be provided to them." Anshul is joining me on the phone line. Anshul, where exactly was the statement made, and who are these women that Rahul Gandhi was referring to?
So yes, this was a statement that was made by Rahul Gandhi during the Congress marquee event that happened that ended just a few days ago in Srinagar. So the Delhi police are alleging that they have taken so much cognizance of some social media posts that were made in this regard, and the manner in which Rahul Gandhi also said that the women are still being assaulted in this country. If at all Rahul Gandhi has information of these women, then the Delhi police has asked him to give that information to the Delhi police so that the security could be provided to them. So along with this, the Delhi police has also sent a list of questionnaire to Rahul Gandhi regarding the knowings that he has about people being sexually harassed. So yes, it remains to be seen as to when will Rahul Gandhi choose to reply to the notice that has been sent. But yes, finally Delhi police has taken cognizance of a statement that he made during the culmination of the Bharat Jodo Yatra, and a notice has been sent in this regard.
I want to understand from you, isn't this notice coming too late? Because the Bharat Jodo Yatra ended long time back, several weeks ago.
So still no complaint has been filed. The Delhi police has taken a suo motu cognizance of this entire matter, and hence till the time the Delhi police got to know that something like this has happened, they have gone ahead and registered the FIR in this matter. Remember, there's still no complaint in this matter. The Delhi police has taken cognizance themselves.
All right.